Hi friends, I'm standing outside of my doctor's office. Don't worry, I'm fine. I had my annual physical today, which had to be postponed twice already this year. Being at the doctor's office made me think about when Jesus said to the Pharisees, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I have come to call not the righteous, but sinners." That's Mark 2:17. Jesus makes that statement in response to the Pharisees' grumbling that he eats with tax collectors and sinners. Sharing a meal in that culture was more than just associating with someone else. It was considered to be a sacred and intimate exchange. Jesus responds to the Pharisees' grumbling by saying, in effect, these people are sick. They are hurt. They are troubled. Their lifestyle has damaged them deeply. Their perspective on life is not aligned with God's. They are covering up many evils and they are compromising with many sins. They are sick. Where else would a doctor be found but among the sick? I have come to heal hurting people, so I have to be where hurting people are. I have come not to call the righteous, but sinners. Now, there's some good news if I've ever heard any. Jesus calls sinners. Jesus calls people who have made mistakes, people whose lifestyle has damaged them. Jesus calls people who are alienated and hurt and troubled. Jesus calls people who aren't good enough on their own. Jesus calls children and teenagers and blue collar and white collar and retired. Jesus calls you and Jesus calls me. What is it that Jesus calls us to? We are called to intimacy with God. Following Jesus means that we draw close to God by continually growing in our love for Jesus and our love for neighbor. Now, we usually think about calling as something we do. I'm called to be a pastor, for example. Some people are called to be missionaries. Others are called to be teachers or social workers or firefighters or administrators or parents. God's calling for our life goes way beyond what we do. It's who we are. It's where we belong. It's to whom and how we show compassion and love. So my first and primary calling is to follow Jesus, to love him with my whole heart and to serve him with my whole life. And I can fulfill that calling no matter what occupation I have. And the same is true for you. Jesus calls all of us to follow him. He calls tax collectors and pastors, teachers, doctors, nurses, carpenters, plumbers, husbands, wives, children, homemakers, computer technicians, scientists, researchers, electricians, farmers, garbage collectors, and you get the picture. The work that we do to build up the human community, that work serves God's purposes. And whether those tasks are public or behind the scenes, whether they are vocal or quiet, they can be a service of love. So no matter what we do for a living or how we spend our retirement, each and every person who follows Jesus is called to be his presence in our relationships, and to participate in his mission to bring forgiveness and peace and salvation to the world. It's a big job, and we have a big God and a big community to help us do it. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again soon.